Hey guys, I'm back on YouTube and I just wanted to talk about my experience in meditation. So, when I first started meditating, I focused on magnetism. And how I did that was focusing on my aura, basically. Um, Focus on my magnetism, my magnetic aura, basically. Oh, okay. My magnetic aura, and focus on intensifying it. So I first focused on my hands, and I felt the magnetism in between my hands. Uh, you know, when you focus on your hands, or you focus on the skin, or the area above your skin, right over your hands, basically. When you focus on everything you've got on your hands, you'll feel a magnetism. You'll feel this, you know, faint static. Basically. It's like what you feel all the time, but you just have to be conscious enough to recognize it. Almost like the sound of silence. Like you don't really notice it until it's totally silent, and then you hear some kind of ringing in your ears, and that's the sound of silence, basically, or something like that. Anyway, I focused on my aura, and then when I got good at focusing on my hands, I expanded it to my entire body, and when I concentrate on my entire body, I can feel that faint aura, even though it's stronger now that I've been practicing. And I practiced that for a little while. I got pretty strong. So much so that when I focused on it and meditated on intensifying it, I felt like I was glitching. Because it was so much magnetism, it was so much energy. That it felt like I was, kind of going from side to side to side. Like when you're, I don't know. It's like I was sitting still, but I felt like I wasn't sitting still. It was literally like I was a video game glitch or something. I was just going like this, like side to side. It's like I was in my body, but I felt like I wasn't in my body. I wasn't actually projecting though. It was just I think it was just the result of so much magnetism in my body at once. So after I started doing that, I started focusing on the chakras because I heard about the abilities you could gain from the third eye um, and from the stomach area. For some reason, telekinetic abilities either come from the third eye or the sacral and solar plexus chakras. One of those two. So I started focusing on chakras, and I was able to make them hum, basically energize them enough that they would actually, you know, very noticeably vibrate. Like my third eye, actually I haven't been able to get my third eye to vibrate. That's a very hard one to make vibrate, but I can stimulate the pressure by the third eye, which basically means I'm waking it up basically. But focus on the chakras, and was able to get pretty much all of them except the higher chakras of the third eye and the crown. Those two chakras, I couldn't get those two to vibrate, but everything else, there was pretty highly energized, which basically means I'm really grounded. The lower chakras are a bit too active, even though I'm single. Anyway, uh, and then after that, I focused on astral projection because I felt like I had my energy was raised enough so that I could go after a high level skill like that, or high level ability like that. So I started, every night before I go to sleep, I would focus on raising my energy, and especially just raising my magnetism to an extreme level, is what I try to do, and I tried. Everyone says don't try when you meditate, otherwise you'll just ruin it. You're not going to get anywhere. But since I was working with magnetism, I knew how to direct my energy so that I could try with effectiveness. Because when someone tries to meditate, when they try to meditate and they try to get something to happen, usually they don't know how to direct their energy to make something happen. And when you've been meditating for long enough, and you know how your body works, and you know how to stimulate a response or how to make something work, then you can try. But don't try too hard, otherwise you'll just look like you're. Oh, never mind. Anyway, I would before I go to sleep, I would try to actually project, and that glitchy thing would start happening again because I was heightening my energy, and I guess it was just a result of magnetism. I just started, my body started glitching. I felt like I was sideways. When my body was this way, I would feel like I was here, like this, and I'd be shaking and all around or whatever. But I wasn't astral projecting, so that wasn't it. I knew that wasn't it. So I kept trying, and my energy would be able would be able to be raised higher every time, slightly higher, and my heartbeat would and my heart rate would start going up. Basically just responding to my high magnetism, because the heart is basically the master of magnetism. It is the biggest center of magnetism in your body, so of course it's going to react if you're raising your energy in such a manner. So I was like, rah, like in my mind I was like trying. I was really trying. I mean, I was, I'm the kind of guy that puts everything he's got into a single task. I can be really single-minded and put all my energy into something. So put all my energy into it and raised my energy pretty high, and then my hypothesis is that I think I got to the beta state of the brain. Like I was able to sort of force myself into a deeper state of consciousness. Like you operate daily on alpha, on the alpha brainwave, but when you go to sleep, your brain goes to beta and then finally delta, which is the deepest state of sleep. And dreaming occurs in the beta, I do believe, I think. Yeah, delta is the deepest, and then dreaming occurs when you're in beta stage brainwaves. So I think I got to beta. I was sort of able to force myself into it, kind of thing. Like it's like my body was like, I guess it had something to do with my intentions, because my intention was to actually project, and I was trying with that intention and sort of making my body give me the response I wanted to. It's not as easy as you think it is. I mean, beta was as far as I was able to go, because I stopped trying. I actually got really close, and I woke up one day, the night before I had practiced after projecting. Then I woke up and I was in the vibrational state. I was actually in the vibrational state. I was like, so this is what it feels like, so now I know what the vibrational state feels like. Well, the problem was, at the time, I didn't know what to do when I was in the vibrational state. I didn't know that all I needed to do was really just to concentrate and calm the crap down, waited until I stopped vibrating, and then tried to roll out of my body. And I'm pretty sure I would have astral projected, because that's the vibrational state. It's what everyone wants. It's what everyone goes after, the vibrational state. And then once you feel the vibrational state, then it's a simple task to just wait till it stops, then astral project. Though I'm pretty sure there's a trick to it. The harder way is to catch yourself in limbo between being awake and asleep. Like, if you've ever been really, really tired and you've been doing this, you've been falling asleep but catching yourself the last minute, that feeling right there, right before you just black out and fall asleep, is what you're supposed to be trying to catch, and that is difficult. Oh man, that is difficult. Oh man, I can't imagine catching that state. That's like it's kind of like the thing you see out of the corner of your eye, but when you look directly at it, it disappears, kind of thing. It's like you're just never gonna be able to grasp it. Firmly grasp it. Anyway, so that's sort of as far as I've gotten in meditation, is making my chakras hum and spontaneously sort of going to the vibrational state without me even meaning to. Like, I woke up and I was in the vibrational state. You could say it was luck, but it had to be a result of my training the night before, or my training in astral projecting, because I've never had that happen to me before. I think I am sort of psychic to some degree, because I remember seeing impossible things as a kid. I'm not one of those people who remember astral project, who've astral projected as a kid. But then again, what would I know? I've got some memories that are pretty impossible, but I don't know if they're phantom memories, an overactive imagination, or an astral projection. So it's I really don't know at this point. But it is a journey. It is a journey, and it's pretty much all based on bioenergy. You know, I've got come to believe that all things are possible with enough bioenergy, because the bioenergy is, you know, the means by which people use telekinesis and all that stuff. And people can try to debunk it and say it's fake, but you know, why would it even be a thing if it was fake? I mean, there are a lot of scams out there, I admit, but the real telekinetics, oh man, the real telekinetics. I mean, they know what's up. I mean, you can't disprove everything, and besides, you know, why would they show it on like TV if it couldn't be disproven? Because if you ask me, this is the way to freedom. Like astral projection is the way to freedom, because once you know that there's more than one plane to walk, you know, there's not just the earthly plane. You're free. You know, death isn't the end. You know, you're not going to just die forever, and you're never going to reincarnate. You're never going to have any more fun anymore. It's just going to be emptiness or some meaningless existence in the spirit realm or something like that. No, you reincarnate, you evolve, and you don't need a body anymore. At least that's what I believe. You know, I haven't had any experiences to prove it, but I'm working on that. I'm working on astral projection. It's hard to do in college, but I'll get there eventually. Alright, that's my experience in meditation and stuff. Not too interesting, but it's as far as I've gotten. Comment down below if you've been able to make your chakras hum, sort of like energize your body and stuff like that. And I'll be reading your comments. See ya.